That
I
sort
remember
of
the amount of messages I got, oh, you're shit, like, you're has-been and stuff. So I was just like, yeah, I legit can't be bothered. Yeah, well, like, that's what I mean. It's like, it just, we tried so many different things. We tried VPG, we tried all the international games of the Australia team, trying to get exposure for the website. It just, nothing worked. And it was like, I tried absolutely everything to try and get.
But yeah, would there be a club maybe you'd lean towards?
Before I came to PlayStation, I would have played about 6 AVPLs, and I lost every single one of them. I'm doing a FIFA tier list, and he's saying he's going to beat me up outside my local McDonald's. Okay, how does he even know where I live? I don't want to be this guy. Winning, it honestly got boring. It genuinely got boring at a point, and well was more than winning. Like, whoever I end up joining, I'd probably. He was the one that him packing it in was one of the guys that I was like, fuck, like people wanted me, well, the whole team wanted me to kind of be that guy that.
We mentioned it here and there, but I want an official answer. Will you be back? It was in his own tier, and you said exactly what you just said then.
He's too good. He's way too good at the game. I mean, like, I always, when I played the game, I always put winning first in front of anything else. He was the guy that I looked at and went, fuck, this guy is ridiculous at the game. So I wanted to play with him.
Is there a comment you want to make to the community, maybe addressing a rumor or a truth?
Everyone would just call me the choke artist. I've literally lost everything on Xbox when I played.
You know what, first I got to apologize because I've delayed this video just a little bit. You know, if anyone knows Lebanese time, they shouldn't be surprised. But anyway, it doesn't fucking matter because today we have a very special guest. You know, a man who doesn't need any introduction, but fuck it, I'll give him one anyway. 4 AVPL Golden Dishmasters, 1 Golden Ball, 4 AVPL Silver Dishmasters, 1 Silver Ball, 1 AVPL Silver Boot, 2 AVPL Bronze Dishmasters, 5 Bronze Balls, and 25 Rival Team of the Months and AVPL Team of the Weeks. Fuck me. If you look at the definition of success, you'll see the name Fletch3. Fletch, how are you, brother?
Good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, man. It's good to have you on, man. I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to hit this guy up. I know you haven't been on the side for a little while, but we might as well give our luck a shot and see if he comes on, and here we are, brother.
Good to be here.
Yeah, literally, I usually sort of skip this part, but I think it's more important than ever. Where have you been with all this time off, man? You know, it must feel amazing not to have to deal with the fucking constant EAs of pro clubs and shit.
I just completely stopped enjoying the video game, to be completely honest. Well, that started probably after FIFA 19. I thought this game was just completely dead. But it's football, isn't it, really? At the end of the day, you always come back. But I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I thought I'd jump on the website the other day, see what's going on. And yeah, I thought I'd jump on podcast.
Thought to jump on the website straight away and make a tier list, if that's
yeah. Just annoy people.
Exactly, man. I know the sort of community had maybe a couple reasons as to why you left. Even you sort of mentioned it yourself, like just then. But sort of what was the biggest reason as to why you sort of fucked off the side?
To be honest, like I genuinely don't have time. Like that is the main thing. It's very hard to make time at this point in time. But obviously Perth's just gone into lockdown again. Fucking so I'm just so bored. Like, I'm not gonna lie, so bored. So I just thought, have a look, play a bit of FIFA. Yeah, obviously, like, I don't really enjoy the game to what I did, but I'll see what happens here.
Yeah, maybe with a bit more spare time, we never know, and we'll get to that a bit later. But straight up, I do want to get straight into it. I don't really give a fuck because, you know, like what people say about El Diablo or you or this or that, when sort of you and the club have earned the accolades that you've earned, and you know the history that you've made, it deserves to be brought up. Like AVPL season 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6 championships in a row. That's a feat that probably will never be broken, in my opinion. 2 AVP Oz FIFA Cups, 2 ECL Cups, rival finals. You boys had won it 5 times. Like, fuck me, man. It's insane. Straight up, though, what was the sort of the start of Diablo? How did it all start? Talk to me about the beginning, man.
Struggle to even start, to be honest. Well, I mean, me and my brother always enjoyed, obviously, love football and stuff, and I've always played FIFA, and so has he since we were like fucking really young. So, well, obviously, we were on Xbox. Me and my brother, we just played casually, and then one day I jumped on Pro Clubs, played a drop-in, and found Azar. So he introduced me to the website. Yeah, Azar. I don't know how people disrespect that guy. To be fair, like, yeah, he's quality. But yeah, me and him made a team with Dean, a few others, which led to be fair, we were fucking good. We were winning a lot of rivals. We never actually got to play in AVPL, but we play a lot of rivals, win everything. So that was good. But honestly, like, Diablo was weird. Like, I can't even remember what happened to the La Fabrica club. But I ended up going to Here for Beer, which was a team with Emery, who was unreal at the time. I don't know if you know him, but
Emery.
He was the guy that I looked at and went, fuck, this guy is ridiculous at the game. So I wanted to play with him. After that, we made Diablo, me, my brother Matt, Madrid and Turdsy. We 6-man in AVPL season against a full 11, like every week. It'd just be full 11s, and we'd 6-man, and we did well, but we lost in the final.
Yeah.
Xbox was actually competitive back then, though, to be fair. I remember there was some fucking good players on Xbox back then. Before I came to PlayStation, I would have played about 6 AVPLs, and I lost every single one of them. Like, I had, like, you check my profile, I have, like, I'm pretty sure I have, like, 6 Xbox silver badges from losing the final. I literally, everyone would just call me the choke artist. I literally lost everything on Xbox when I played. Yeah, I got abused for it big time, for always, like, getting that to that last bit and losing. But I reckon I was about 13 or 14 at that point, and my brother was about 9 or 10. So we got a lot of shit, like, off everyone, to be fair, like, a lot. I was a little squeaker, like a legit rubber duck. But then I was pretty close with Gillard as well, and he played PlayStation when I was on Xbox, and he was always bugging me about going over and playing there, so I did. And I just took Madrid, Turdsy, and Matty and my brother, and we played started PlayStation Diablo, and that was it. I feel like the main thing that got us on the map though was bringing Aaron and Waz.
That alludes to my next point, where it's like, did sort of the beginning times of yourself, is that what's helped to shape you into, you know, what you are now? Do you think all those losses had sort of like set the mentality that fuck this, I gotta start beating these cunts now?
I guess so, yeah. Well, I as I said, we just lose all the time in the last stage, and we were obviously really young as well, so like it was hard to take, because obviously, like, I don't jump on the game to lose. It's just pointless. I don't. It's not good enough. Back then, in them days, FIFA 16, FIFA 17, it was okay to lose because the game was good. I thought you could actually, like, move, like when you're playing in the attack, you could beat a man. You could, like, it was just good. Now it sucks. So it's like, you play, it's just so unenjoyable.
It's so shit now that there's no point jumping on to fucking lose, especially nowadays. Then you'd move on to PlayStation, where you'd go on this 8 in a row, 6 in a row for AVPL titles. Straight up, what was the club like? What was it like to be in there?
I mean, we were untouchable. Like, it was good. It was so fun, and how close everyone was at Diablo. Like, there was no like, I don't know. There's a lot of, on the website when I used to play, there was a lot of people snaking, and I kept the same 18, 19 players for like 3 years or something. Like, we were really close, tight knit group of boys. So that really helped. Like, and I'd bring in someone that was performing over long periods of time. But the core of the squad never would really change. Even like to the last season when we lost in the final, it was still made up of the same group of guys. You know what I mean? So
the originals.
In saying that, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the players really made it, like, it was good winning all the time, but it was better with the group of guys. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was fun.
It was just a good core of lads, and loyalty. It's so hard to come by nowadays. And
It is. Yeah, I was just watching. Sorry, I was just watching Toxic Stream just then, and
yeah,
there's like three. I literally there's like three generals players from what I remember. It was like Toxic,
yeah,
Chad, and Hookshot. That's it. No one else.
yeah.
The whole team.
This AVP has just been insane with the signings that some clubs have made, and exactly like you said, there's no such thing as sort of loyalty now. It's very hard to see a team with their original core group of players like sort of Diablo had. We always heard stuff about Diablo like from the inside, this and that, and a lot of the time it was like, do you agree with that, saying that it was a toxic sort of club and that was the atmosphere, or
Nah.
are you going to go against?
I think that we had a lot of enemies, like a lot, and
Yeah.
I think at the time, obviously, Diablo, it's a bunch of kids. Well, it was anyway. When we were like dominant, we were like pretty young kids. Like the squad was like 16, like probably 17. I'd say maybe 17 average age in the whole team. So like obviously you jump on a gaming website and someone's talking shit to you, like you're just like, what the fuck? Like I just think it's all pointless now. Like just everything is just pointless. Like you're slagging off someone on a gaming website. It's just there's no point in it anymore. So I don't think I'd get involved. I do find it funny talking about people's ability in the game. I'll never stop commenting on that, but everything else, it's just pointless.
I was going to ask this, but have you changed yourself? Literally, just hearing that, are you different from the fucking Fletch that was on the side maybe a year or two ago?
Definitely a year ago.
If you were to come back now, man, what do you reckon it'll be the same?
I don't think so. I don't want enemies. As I said, I don't want enemies with people on the game. Other than I'm Collie, I don't really want. It's a site where you jump on in your downtime and you play with your remote. So it's like, you know what I mean. I don't. But I would say I've probably matured in the last year.
I did not expect that. And is that good to hear, Fletch? Are you happy that you've matured? Do you think that you need to be sort of like you were maybe a year or two ago in order to win like you did?
I just cared a lot more like back then. Like I really we had that streak going, and obviously that would have been cool to have that, like just keep going with that, but shit happens, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Straight up, was it tough to manage the best team in Australia? How hard was managing? Managing in itself is a fucking cunt. Like, I've been through it. A lot of my mates have, and they're off the side now. How did you do it with the hardest team to do it with?
It was, but I mean, as I said, I was so close with everyone, and no one. I honestly think there was one player that joined that I brought into Diablo that left, and that was probably Mitchie. Like, well, back then, like years ago, like 2 years ago, it was probably Mitchie. Obviously, Andy joined and left. There's very, very few players that have come to Diablo and then departed.
Yeah,
so
you've sort of had good relations with all the boys.
And people that joined just loved Diablo. I don't know, people really enjoyed being here and stuff. So, but in game, like we were just unstoppable. So it was easy. It's all good jumping on and winning every night, but when you're losing, that's when things start getting heated. The thing that was hard managing in Diablo as well was having to deal with all the things behind the scenes. It was so just the GGs and the Alex Fifas and shit, trying to grab plays off you, but it never worked for them. So it was good.
We all know what happened there. I remember watching an AVPL Grant. I forgot which one it was, but I remember you boys had just won it, and when you win a major title, all your teammates are celebrating and happy. I remember you boys fucking abusing each other like you'd lost the final after you just won an AVPL final. What was that sort of like all the time, the mentality? Like, yeah, we just got to move on to the next sort of thing?
I remember it, yeah. Sometimes in Diablo, it was like playing well was more than winning. Like, I know that I go around saying, oh, it's all about winning and stuff, but there was a certain style of football we used to play. We used to have to meta, obviously, but we'd always try and play as much of the game as we could to real life football. And obviously it's tough to do nowadays, which is why the game sucks. But like back then, you could honestly, there was a way in the game where you could actually play the game properly, like you would see in real life. And with
was there
the
more of a
players,
skill gap?
oh, huge, yeah. But the way we set up the defense, the way the midfield, everything, just everything with the way we play 11-man football like it is in real life. And I reckon 80% of the team play like MPL in Diablo as well, like in real life football. So obviously, Leslie's fucking professional footballer, wins at Mariners. My brother was at Glory, Meech at Bayswater. Like, there's loads of players in this team that, or in Diablo, what it was, that understood football and stuff in real life. So that really helped the way we play. But now, again, as I said, it's just a mess. It's whoever can win the 50-50 ball. It's just shit. So,
it's a lot different now. And I think, like you alluded to, man, when you're bringing in a team full of winners, like in real life, into a video game full of your mates, full of loyal people, it's bound to get successful.
It worked.
Yeah.
It clicked. It just worked. It just got unenjoyable. People started stopping playing the game, putting the hours in. Like, you know what I mean? It's like people just got bored. I don't want to be this guy. Winning it honestly got boring. It genuinely got boring at a point. And
I was going to mention it later, but there's this one comment. It was actually the last comment you made when you lost to Azuri in the season 16 final. And I was going to mention it later, but it literally goes to what you're saying right now. It just reads, to the people in the stream talking shit, I'd be mad too if I invested so much time into something for 3 years and copped L's to the same group of players over and over again. And then you go on to say, I think that's pretty much it for Diablo, though. Being the best pro clubs team in Australia for years, and where has that got us? Clout on a gaming website and a gold badge. Is that sort of what you're alluding to now? Like, there's just no incentive. Like, even when you're winning, it's like, yeah, great, won now.
Yeah, well, like, that's what I mean. It's like it just, we tried so many different things. We tried VPG, we tried all the international games of the Australia team, trying to get exposure for the website. It just, nothing worked. And it was like, I tried absolutely everything to try and get, but at the end of the day, EA, it's all EA. EA don't want to touch pro clubs, and they're not going to touch pro clubs, and it's just going to be a waste of time. You just, in my opinion anyway, obviously people enjoy getting home from work playing the game and stuff, but for me, it
wasn't worth the shit that you were going through to just keep going.
And now the people that were in that Diablo team and the people that I'm close with, they're just casuals. And you look at everyone from Diablo, no one plays the game anymore. Well, I'm pretty sure maybe Madrid, I think. I don't know. Madrid.
I will. Yeah, again, I was going to mention it, but shut up. I actually made a list. Waz and Nanji, they actually went to Play Nation just now.
I can't believe that. Hey,
I'm not sure if you've seen that, but
Nanny told me today.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Because them two were the guy. Well, Nanj was one of the first people to say, "Look, like, we've done everything here. The game sucks. I don't enjoy it. I'm done." And he was one of the first people. Madrid started going off the map. Waz got a girlfriend. He stopped playing. So it all changed.
They went to FFA when FFA was second last. Now FFA's jumped to seventh place.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Hectic to Retribution. He's still on the game. Meb to Classic Esports. Gillard to the Generals. Man. Envy to the Generals. Any comment on that?
Gillard will always be playing the game. I love the guy, but he just loves FIFA. He'll always be playing. Envy the same. But yeah, how are the Generals doing? I've seen that they got pumped by, I couldn't even tell you, Lazarus, but they beat Mike's team, didn't they, today?
My team, Lazarus, now they call us Olympus Elite or some shit, I don't know.
Right,
but,
okay.
Yeah, we beat Generals 3-0, then Generals beat CF Hollywood, which is ex-Empire, ex-Grease Mode, I think 1-0. So yeah, it's a bit turbulent over there, but
okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
You've sort of alluded to it again, like just before, but was there a cost to being that good, whether it was from toxic cunts on the side sort of giving you shit? What was the cost of sort of winning so much? Was there a cost, or was there anything that you regret doing back then?
I wouldn't say there was any regrets. I really did enjoy, especially like FIFA. It was like FIFA 17, 18, 19. Them 3 games. Again, they weren't as good as the FIFA 16s and stuff, but I seriously, I wouldn't regret a thing. Seriously, but I do wish I packed it in just after FIFA 19 and didn't, because I was going to, but I thought that
it was like in overtime after that.
I just think FIFA 20 and then this game, I just think these installments have been horrific to say the least.
Best player you've worked with or best players you've worked with. I know I don't want to sort of make you favoritize any player if that's a word, but what's sort of
we'll
the
go
player you've already mentioned, the player that you looked up to when you were starting? Was there a player that sort of reminded you of him at Diablo?
In Diablo, I will go through the departments. We may as well just do departments: attackers, midfielders, and a defender. So I'll start with obviously Wind, just at the back. Like Leslie was absolutely unbelievable as well. But Wind, he's just as a not just as a player what he'd do on the pitch, but as a guy and how he kind of instructed that defense and the way he'd set us up was just retarded. It was just ridiculous. We the way he'd defend and the way he'd be on mic, and it was just like you were playing football in real life. It was like you're playing at a high level in real life. The way we'd set up, like he was just too good. Everyone knows that as well. He's packed. He's another one that's packed it, and he's just
unbelievable.
Him at the back. Midfielder is very hard, but I'd have to say Waz because he was like Zidane, Hullet, Messi in one.
I think your tier list said that, or it was 6 months ago. It was in his own tier, and you said exactly what you just said then.
He's too good. He's way too good at the game. Like he was the one that him packing it in was one of the guys that I was like, fuck, like I can't be bothered like with the game with Diablo and with managing. If this guy's not around, he was that good. And then as an attacker,
so many choices.
My brother was ridiculous. Kano was ridiculous, but Aaron just throughout like all the games in FIFA 20 and this FIFA, he wasn't at that level like GOAT, like the best level. And I forgot to fucking include Madrid as well, by the way, midfielders.
You could go through the whole lineup, man.
Madrid's like, just because in recent times he's not been the best. Well, from what FIFA 20, he obviously stopped playing because he got a girlfriend as well. But him in FIFA 18 and 19, he was ridiculous. He got Ballon d'Or in FIFA 18, I think. He was unbelievable. But yeah, I'll have to say Aaron, just from what he's done, the important goals he'd score. He'd do nothing for 90 minutes, but then he'd score a 90th minute header. Like it was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just that impact player that you could always sort of fucking count on. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was going to mention too, Hectic, goalkeeper. I know you had a couple goalkeepers in your time. Ieto, Hectic, Mebele.
Yeah, Hectic.
What was sort of, where do you reckon, who was the best for Diablo?
This is what I mean. It was like, again, FIFA 18, 19, he was just the best. It's the same for everyone. Like FIFA 20 and FIFA 21, people just started not putting the hours into the video game. And obviously, you're not going to be at the same level as what you once were. But he was, again, retarded. He'd just be spamming his right stick that hard. It was just, and he'd just save everything. And his distribution was always good, which helped because of the way we wanted to play. So Hectic was unbelievable, yeah.
Literally straight from Div 2 into, I think it was Spartan Empire for a month, and then straight to Diablo for AVPL, and then that's when you sort of went on that unbelievable run.
I remember it, yeah. We always struggled with the goalkeeper because obviously Meech commits to his football in real life. He trains like 4 times a week. He just couldn't commit. And then Edo wasn't like the best. So
yeah, obviously you needed that big goalkeeper like Hectic, and that's exactly what
you
got.
The Liverpool squad in real life, yeah, with Alisson.
AVPL season 16, the grand final that you'd lost to Azuri. Was that justified, do you reckon? Or do you reckon...
I don't know. I don't really... Again, that was FIFA 20, wasn't it? That was FIFA 20, right?
The end of FIFA 20, yeah.
Did we win an AVPL in that game or not? I probably should know this.
No, it was...
In FIFA 20. In FIFA 20.
Yes, season 15, you didn't compete. Season 16, you lost. I'm not sure if season 14 was 20 or 19. I can't fucking remember, but...
It was just a mess in FIFA 20 and FIFA... Like, Diablo, I wouldn't even count Diablo as being a team, like, in FIFA 20 and 21. Obviously, that sounds bad by me, but...
No, it's justified because I think literally you look on the rivals' leaderboards or the amount of games that you've played for FIFA 20, and it's like the games are just so drastically lower than everyone else, and that the fact that you still made final, even though that it speaks volumes in itself.
No one would. It was just impossible to get people on the game, etc. But people don't know that, and it is what it is. Azuri were the best team on that game, but it consisted of spamming your buttons and winning a 50-50 ball. It was zero skill, but yeah, I'm not going to go
on. We literally just both looked at the table before doing this, and we saw Azuri at the
I can't believe that,
yeah.
What are they doing?
You're shocked, mate. Maybe I could tell you more than maybe you know about what's going on behind the
I'd
scenes.
love to know. Like, I don't
Yeah,
really
I
understand
think
how.
that'll take in itself 30 minutes, so I might skip.
Yeah, okay.
I was AVPL. I do want to move on from. We've literally discussed all of that. Just on to a bit more of the community banter. Mindary McDonald's. How's the go, man?
Gary McDonald's. That
I
was
know.
that was.
Collie. What's the first sort of? What do you want to say to I'm Collie about that whole shit?
I don't really, honestly, I don't remember what. I remember him saying
I can read it
what
out
was
for
it,
you
a
right here.
tier list? Yeah, that'd be good. I can't remember. It was a tier list, I remember.
It was. I'm Collie. There's only one brain dead cunt in this community, and it'll be you.
Oh, yeah.
Once I
He said
see
he'd fight me. Yeah.
and then
I
I'm
just,
telling you right now. No, sorry, Fletch. Your comment got 84 likes. It's a whole paragraph. I'm not gonna read it, but 84 likes on a comment is more than I think most people get on an actual post. What sort of
yeah.
what
I,
happened there, man?
I, I just think Colley's a bit of a loser. Like, I honestly, I thought Colley was a bit of a loser. I just thought I'm doing a FIFA tier list, and he's saying he's going to beat me up outside my local McDonald's. Like, how does he even know where I live? Like, he's got so much time in his hands. He's sitting there trying to find out my location. It's like, have a day off. I don't know. I just think he's a bit of a loser. Well, again, thought. I don't know what he's like, but how the fuck does he know where the fuck I live? For stars, it's just weird. It's really weird. It's like Joe Goldberg off of you. It's like, what are you doing?
He must
How do
have
you
sort
know?
of IP address, fucking Twitch stream. I don't have a clue, man. How
And
they
I
do
was
it.
hungover as fuck. I remember seeing
Yeah,
that message.
I could read it
I
out to you if
remember
you want to remember. If you want to remember it.
if you want to read it, you can. I remember saying something funny. I can't remember what it was,
I'm
but
just going
yeah,
to.
I was.
I was feeling okay, but then I got threatened by an EGN gamer user, I'm Collie. And now I cannot actually go and enjoy the pleasures of a cream egg McFlurry at my local McDonald's because a 5'9" bogan with tits and speed dealer goggles could be waiting for me in the car park. I will sort of stop there. 84
Yeah,
likes.
yeah. No, I'm not going to talk about Colin because I'll probably get messaged and I can't be asked. So,
Yeah, he'll probably find your location again, so we don't want that.
uh,
A couple months later, Fletch, Grease mode out of nowhere. All of a sudden,
yeah. See,
this
Grease mode.
super team of Empire, Diablo. Everyone's thinking, "Fuck me, we got to be here. This is a team." I know me and
This
you
is
sort of
yeah.
talked about it. What
Yeah,
was
we
how
did.
was
Grease mode was just an absolute mess. To be completely honest, it was like I literally. It's like as I said with the time. It's like football 3 times a week. I can't, and especially being in Perth, ABPL kickoffs.
yeah,
Could never be around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like it was just I'd be rushing home to make
yeah.
like the second game. I was never around. I was pretty much not in the team, to be completely
Just a
honest.
disclaimer:
You can
like
ask any of them.
Perth is 3 hours before Sydney time, so that in itself sort of arises all these problems, like Fletch is saying. But yeah, as you were, man.
And obviously some of the Diablo players, it was probably about I can't remember how many Diablo players. I can't even remember the team. I just remember being with Naylor and Mark and Gillard and Rick. It was a
Yeah.
great team, and I do like all them boys, but we never played the game, like never got on for rivals, really struggled with sessions. People wanted me, well, the whole team wanted me to kind of be that guy that's going to
Yeah.
get everyone on and be there
To
all the
lead
time.
Naylor and all the boys to a fucking
I just couldn't.
AVPL
I
title.
physically could not get on the video game. So I would jump on once a week or whatever it was at that time, and like I just, I'm pretty sure we lost like really early. I can't remember what was it an AVPL
It
that we
was
played.
not AV. It was that EGN cross-gen cup sort of,
Oh,
and I think
that
you'd went
might
out in the
yeah.
semis or quarters to Razzlers. Oh, sorry, it was QO. I
Interesting.
think it went
Interesting.
out in penalties. I can't. Were you playing that game, Fletch? I don't. I didn't even
I
check.
don't. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I even played. To be completely honest, that's what I mean. It was a mess, and it was like I remember getting so much shit for that. Like I remember people saying that was what when I was like, yeah, fuck this. I can't be bothered anymore. Like I legit can't commit, so there's no point in trying to
Yeah,
play. But
that
I
sort
remember
of.
the amount of messages I got. Oh, you're shit. Like you're has been and stuff. So I was just like, yeah, I can't. I legit can't be bothered.
I don't. Definitely didn't know about that,
But
and I
you'd
was
have
gonna.
to ask
Sorry, Fletch.
Naylor, I'd say, or somebody like that about Grease mode. They'd know more than me in terms of what happened and why we didn't play and stuff. I'm not very.
Yeah, it
I don't know.
wasn't that hands-on. I was gonna. I won't ask her now because obviously you didn't have that commitment like you once did at Grease Mode. But I was going to say, playing with like Naylor, and you'd never play with him in the past, sort of maybe bar draft or this or that.
He's the one guy, yeah, I wanted to.
Yeah,
He's the one guy I
was that
wanted to
sort
play
of the
with.
guy that you wanted to play with all this time, and how good? Even if you did
Yeah,
jump on once or twice, was he just the cracked player? And alongside the other guys that you had, how was the
when I
team?
did jump on it, it was unreal. Yeah, it was good. We played well on that, but I just remember Naylor, yeah. When we played, me and him up top, again, I wasn't at the level I once was, so it was tough for me trying to adapt, and I couldn't obviously get on the game. So, but Naylor is unbelievable. Same with the other guys. Mark, I never really played with Mark before until then. I didn't really know much about him, but I remember Gillard saying to bring him in, and he was probably the best player in the whole team. I'd say Mark 11,
Shit,
very good.
he's much improved, I think, from
From
Sam.
what I saw, from what I played, from what I saw, Mark 11 was probably the best player in that whole team.
But the cracked lineup on paper, but yeah, obviously, when you have so many, when you're not committed and you just don't have
No
the
commitment,
bother,
yeah.
so yeah, it's obviously going to end in tears. Before we move on to sort of the predictions and last final questions, is there something that you want to say to the community? You sort of just with regard to what you said before, you got shit talked out of Grease mode. You know, a lot of has been and this and that and all this rubbish. Is there a comment you want to make to the community, maybe addressing a rumor or a truth?
I don't really want to say anything to any of the guys on the site. I mean, like I always, when I played the game, I always put winning first in front of anything else. So people obviously didn't like that, I guess. I'd be winning, and I wasn't. I was a bit of a dick. Like when winning, I was enjoying myself, so I was kind of talking shit to people because obviously you're sitting behind a phone or and a screen. You're not, other than fucking collie tracking your IP address. I don't know. I enjoyed myself. It was good. It was fun.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Couple final questions, man. I know, like I said, you haven't checked this sort of AVPL, but there is teams like Generals, like FFA, who've just got the WAS and the
It's interesting.
Nunji.
It really is,
and,
to be fair.
Yeah, CF Hollywood, Lazarus Zaz.
Well,
Duo, they're killing it.
This is what people were kind of screaming for all them years. I remember everyone saying, "Oh, kill Diablo so the players can spread out and make it more of an even league and all this stuff." And
Here we
that's
go.
kind of what's happened now. And now people still complain. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure people probably still complaining.
There's always
let's
complaints,
be honest.
yeah, man.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing, but it's that league is a joke. How competitive it'd be, but there's competitiveness and then there's a bad game. So
yeah. Imagine competitiveness with a good game. How much fun that'll be.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If you just sort of the uneducated guess, where are you leaning towards?
Whoever I end up joining, I'd probably.
Sorry.
Nah. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, it just depends on the quality of players and the teams. Wherever I'm guessing, like Mike, Naylor, Andy, Mark 11, for example. Are they all in the same team? They are, aren't they?
They're CF Hollywood with Gigi Nesta. The thing is, they've never won an AVPL. Would this be the year?
Interesting. Well, you've got them. They'd probably be there for me, just in terms of quality of players. But again, I love Naylor, man, but them guys do have it's a known fact that they do ball it when it gets to the big games in the final and that. Because it's more than just quality. It's like, do you have a bottle on the day, on the night?
Yeah.
Do you
everything?
are
It's
you up for it?
Experience. Is it? Quality.
Yeah, the Play Nation have just brought in Waz and Nani, who are like ridiculous at the game, obviously, and then you've got Generals who are always there, and they've got the experience of Toxic and Hookshot and shit. Quality outfits.
QA coming first at the minute.
Nick, I don't know. Like Nick Ladd is very, very good at the game. By the way, like he was good. He was good in FIFA. Just the recent FIFA 20 and 21. He sucked in FIFA 18, 19, but he's good in these two recent FIFAs. Yeah. So and Straz is good as well. Like that group will do well. It'd actually be good to see someone like that win it, like a Leicester. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or I know they're my team. I'm not going to be biased, but
again, as I said,
Kano, Goldie, Big Dom, Monk.
Big Dom.
You should check the lineup.
Is he not Azuri? Big Dom.
No. That's why. Sort of after Azuri, sort of Monk.
We're talking about Big Dom cards.
Big Dom,
same guy.
Big Dom, Sesto, Golduso, Monk, Kano, Soldier. Just trying to think. Darken. Yeah, those sort of boys. And it's after Azuri will come in last.
Wait. So Azuri don't have, obviously Gillard is at generals, which
Oh,
I couldn't believe.
oh, you thought Azuri's team was still the same and they're down the bottom.
We're going to have a chat after this podcast about Azuri, because I don't know how the fuck. So you're telling me they've got, what about like
If you look at their lineup now, Fletch, I don't think you'll recognize a sort of 2 players or 3. And that's no disrespect to them. I'm just saying it's such a different team.
What the? They don't get off the game. They love the game, which again,
6 games in, they only had, I think,
how
1
are they
win.
not?
Everyone was predicting them first. I'm not sure if you watched. You didn't watch the AVPL preview podcast, but it was all them first, them winning, and all of a sudden, it's just.
What was their rivals' form like before the season got underway?
32. If I'm on top of my mind, 32 games, 26 wins.
Interesting.
It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah. I had no idea. I can't believe that. Well,
I reckon. I think because especially Diablo's gone, Azuri's gone. It's one of the toughest sort of AVPL seasons to predict. I reckon.
There's one thing I really hope people aren't doing, and that's putting Azuri or anyone else in that fact in the same category as Diablo. Man, I really hope that people are legit not saying that Azuri and Diablo are on the same level. Like you literally need to win another 20 titles until you even get anywhere near. Like it's just like.
Yeah, 6 AVPLs, 2 ECLs, 2 Oz FIFA Cups. You know, a long way to go. It's justified. Exactly what you said. And 2 final questions, man. We mentioned it here and there, but I want an official answer. Will you be back?
I don't like. Well, again, we're in lockdown at the moment. Literally, you can't do anything. So I do want to. I don't have a remote at the moment or a mic, so I'm gonna have to.
Do you have a PS5, Fletch, or PS4?
Nah, I got one. I sold it.
Oh no! For double the price?
Yeah, big. Yeah, I bought it for like whatever the one without a disc. I got it for pretty cheap and sold it for like it was like $650. Sold it for like $1,300. So I was buzzing with that. But yeah, I don't know yet. I'm 50-50. I am 50-50, but we'll see.
Would there be a team that you join, or would it be? Would there be a team that you'd lean towards joining, bar Diablo?
There would be no Diablo ever again. I can say that for a fact.
That was going to be my next question. Will Diablo be back?
Nah. It's impossible. There'll be no Diablo ever again. So that's that. Yeah, I do want to play the game. Like I am itching to play the game at the moment, especially because I'm so bored. I want to jump on the game, but
no Diablo ever again.
Have a look. I might
But yeah, would there be a club maybe you'd lean towards? You don't have to answer that, but like maybe where the boys have gone, sort of thing, or
is it? It just depends on play style. I'll have to jump in with a few clubs if I do end up playing again. But
sussing it all out, eh?
Teams that with a positive play style that don't just go backwards and just annoying things I wouldn't be able to deal with. But I'm more chilled now. I don't really care as much about things. So we'll see. I just want to jump on and play. So
salary cap. I'm not sure if you'd seen it. The whole fantasy league.
Man, someone was telling me about that. I think Kotzi was messaging me about that. Yeah. What is that? That's the thing that I was trying to push for years, and just people would agree, but nothing would ever be done. Obviously, nothing on Carney or the admins. It would literally be impossible to do, and it'd be so time consuming. So
there's a lot of talk about it now. It's everywhere, like sort of the wall posts from the admins, and I think my last podcast, the comments on that were all about discussing that with Nesta and Sam Carney coming in and saying some things like, by the end of this FIFA, it should be here.
Well, my thoughts on that is you need to get that going instantly as soon as possible. It'd be the best thing ever. Can AVPL put it in the bin completely? It's stale. It's been around for so long. Obviously, people want to play together, and I get that, but that's just, you need something fresh, something new, a new kind of player base. People will enjoy that a bit more, I think, anyway.
A brilliant idea, something I'm advocating towards, but you literally just mentioned it then, scrap AVPL, bring that in. I was talking to some people who'd say, we're actually against fantasy because they think
people would disagree with that for sure.
Yeah, they think AVPL's in. I think personally, I enjoy still AVPL, but I think a salary cap fantasy league style needs to come in like simultaneously alongside that.
The fantasy league would need to be the major comp, the big thing that would come in, and then obviously the AVPL would be more of a just jump in with the boys, play casually. The fantasy thing, just obviously like the VFL and the English leagues, it's just so good. It's so
everyone's
good.
Got their own value. The thing I like with that is like your market
I
value
just
depends on
don't know
your
how they do
rival.
that.
If you're playing good in rivals, getting team of the month, or up there the leaderboards, that sort of reflects a higher market value for yourself, and that incentivizes people to jump on and play the fucking game instead of lobby simulator for an hour or so. But I
Yeah,
like that whole idea.
it would be unreal. That would be good. It kind of put a spark back into things. I feel like I don't know what's going on, but I
That'll
feel
bring
like
you back.
everything's just dead. I think it's just dead. Everything's just dead about FIFA and clubs. It's just been the same thing for so long. But you can't like disrespect rivals or anything. Rivals is literally the coolest thing ever. Like
Yeah.
when that first came, it was just the best. It was so good. Carney, is he still? Is Carney still playing the game and stuff, or not really?
Yeah,
Probably shouldn't be asking questions
he's
like this on the
no,
podcast.
no, it's all good. Carney's come back he's come back just recently. He actually took a little break himself, but he's on the forums now, on the threads, talking about fantasy and rivals and AVPL. So he's definitely back now.
Yeah, it's huge. Cool. All right.
It's good to see. But yeah, Fletch, that's about it, man. Obviously a pleasure to bring you in, and good to hear
Yeah,
your
no worries,
insight,
man.
man. Against what I thought you'd come out and say, a lot of the topics, and I respect that. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this and your perspective on a whole bunch of things, man. But thank you very much for coming on, Fletch.
Nah, cheers for that, man. Appreciate it.
See you soon, man. Catch you again.
Cheers, bro. Thanks.